October 12th, 1492. A date every school kid memorizes and immediately forgets. On our Earth, that's the day Columbus stumbled into the Bahamas thinking he'd found India. He had not found India. He would go to his grave still insisting he had found India. Anyway, what if he just didn't? Welcome back to the archives. I'm Steve. Let's open the file on Earth 54.
54. The world where nobody discovers anybody. Here, the Americas remain completely untouched.
Here's the file. Same year, same guy, same three ships. The Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Except in this timeline, a storm system shifts about 200 miles north. Columbus's crew, already one bad breakfast away from mutiny, convinces him to turn back 3 weeks earlier than he did on our Earth. Turns out, the thing standing between Europe and colonizing an entire hemisphere was weather and vibes. Let's start with the good news, because there is some, and it's substantial. No 1492 contact means no immediate collapse of indigenous civilizations across the Americas. The Aztec, Inca, and Mississippian societies keep developing on their own terms. No smallpox wiping out an estimated 90% of the population before anyone even writes it down. Tenochtitlan doesn't get torn down and rebuilt as Mexico City. It just keeps being one of the largest, most sophisticated cities on Earth. Because it already was.
Welcome to the heart of the Aztec Empire. This is the grand city of Tenochtitlan, a true wonder of the world.
No forced labor systems, no transatlantic slave trade funneling millions of Africans across the ocean to work plantations that, in this timeline, don't exist yet. I want to be upfront. That one's not a punchline. That's just fewer people suffering. We'll take the win. Now here's where it gets messy, because history doesn't do clean swaps. It does trade-offs. Spain doesn't get an ocean of American silver. And that silver was basically funding half of Europe's wars, art, and bad decisions for the next 200 years. No Spanish silver means a weaker Spanish Empire, which means other powers, France, the Ottomans, maybe even a stronger Ming China, fill that vacuum instead. Global trade doesn't stop, it just reroutes. Which sounds fine until you remember empires don't reroute politely. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, someone was always going to find this coastline eventually. Geography doesn't care about your feelings. Columbus missing his shot doesn't mean nobody finds the Americas. It means somebody else gets there first. Decades later, better armed, and with a century of extra European weapons development behind them. In this file, it's the 1600s before sustained European contact really begins. And by then, gunpowder, steel, and shipbuilding have all improved. So contact doesn't come gentler, it comes later and heavier. Sometimes delaying the disaster just changes its outfit. Quick file dump, because the ripple effects here are enormous. No American potatoes reaching Europe on schedule, which, fun fact, on our Earth basically prevented mass famine in places like Ireland and Prussia. Here? Europe's population growth slows down. No tomatoes in Italy for another century. Yes, that means no Italian red sauce for way longer than it should. Someone in this timeline is very upset about this and doesn't even know why. Chocolate stays a Mesoamerican secret a lot longer. Somewhere, an alternate timeline European monarch is living a sad, chocolateless life and doesn't even know what he's missing. I know that one sounds like a joke. It's not really. Cacao, potatoes, corn, these are massive nutritional and economic shifts. Delaying them delays a lot of quiet, unglamorous history. Here's my honest read on Earth 54. Delaying contact doesn't cancel colonization. It just changes who does it, how prepared they are when they arrive, and how much time indigenous nations get to build up their own political and military strength first. Some historians on file argue that extra century or two might have meant stronger, more unified resistance when contact finally happened. Others argue the technology gap just gets worse over time. Both are on file, neither is wrong. That's the annoying thing about alternate history. It doesn't hand you a clean moral. It hands you a messier one. So, no Columbus, no 1492, no in 1492. Just a quieter ocean, a delayed reckoning, and a few hundred more years of somebody else's story getting to go first. That's the file on Earth 54. If you're wondering what happens on the Earth where the printing press never spreads past one small German town, that one's already queued up. I'm Steve, and I'll see you in the next universe.